Alrighty. So, um, let's go with Meeny Meeny Miny Sam. Last time on Shadows of Gradiriel. Go.
Uh, right. So we traveled from the Misty Village up to Yukiege. Why do town names sound Japanese? Don't know.
Because you have me as a DM, anyway.
Got attacked by a werewolf on the way.
Oh yeah, that was fun. And apparently for like a day, Riven had contracted werewolf virus.
The lycanthropy curse.
Wolf virus, whatever, and stuff. So that was fun.
Got it
It didn't
fixed,
amount
though.
to anything, it was just a bite that happened.
Yeah, and stuff. And so we continued traveling. We met this really spooky merchant that just disappeared without magic.
I'm convinced he's evil and will play a huge role later. I also totally forgot he existed until you mentioned him.
Yeah, and you want to know the best thing is?
What?
We told the wrong person. Well, I told the wrong person about him.
Who are you supposed to tell? I forget.
Apparently we when we came to the tavern and stuff, that's the innkeeper that was behind the bar, not the barkeep.
Oh. Oh.
I did some fun plays with words because it makes sense for the particular character that the mysterious merchant person. It makes sense for him to play around with words like that. So I did that just to see if you paid attention. It was also
and
worth.
The fact that,
yeah.
And also enough that I overlooked the fact that Dollar had said she and not he. So.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that.
Uh huh.
We fucked ourselves.
See, now you know. From that tidbit right there, you know that it wasn't just a goof up on my part that became important later. Because I intentionally had him say she was going to be looking for me. And then when you get inside the bar, the person behind the bar counter is male, not she. So.
Yeah, I just thought, oh, look, it said barkeep, and there's someone behind the bar, so I figured that was the barkeep. That's it.
Uh huh. I is a sneaky DM sometimes.
I was tired.
And now I'm tired, so yeah.
You also
Locke slept like shit.
Yes. Also, prior to leaving Misty Village to head to Yukiege, you had a nice Riven had a nice conversation with Trouble.
Yeah, he told me a story. That was good. That's fine.
Yes. He told you a fun story.
Yes. And when we got to the tavern, we got to meet Locke's mom.
Yep.
Yep.
And apparently there was time travel shit involved. Because from my perspective, from Locke's perspective, he communicated with her only a couple nights ago. From his mother's perspective, it was a month and a half ago.
Yeah, weird shit.
Yeah, my patron apparently has the power to descend my consciousness through time.
Indeed.
So
you're gonna be a time wizard.
I might be.
There might be warlock spells that are time based, and who knows? He might be particularly proficient with those. I don't know.
We'll see what happens. It also depends on how I decide to level up going forward.
Yeah, this is true.
I have ideas.
Yes. So, we open up with this particular episode or session with everyone in the tavern of Yukiege. And I wonder who wakes up first.
Riven does before dawn.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
downstairs.
Do. You said that. You do.
I like how I just sat here and raised my hand as I said that.
Even though we cannot see you.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know why.
You're very into it. That shows some what's the word?
Dedication, commitment.
It's like, hey, me, right here, me, in the corner,
Investment.
me. Hey, listen.
Poke. Hey, hi, you. Hello, hi. Yes, you. Hey, poke. Hi. Come on.
What?
Hey, let's go. Poke. Hi. You would not believe how effective that method is. Just sending that one message after another at someone on Discord as spam to get their attention if they're late for something. I have gotten people to attend FFD6 sessions doing that.
Nice.
They weren't happy with me.
But they got there, didn't they?
They participated.
There you go. All right. So Riven wakes up first, as per the usual.
And she goes downstairs with the pupper and the arms. Ow.
Downstairs, you find a female person behind the bar, and she is currently messing with the she's basically prepping the bar for whether or not patrons come in during the earlier part of the morning. Who knows? But they also serve like breakfast and food and stuff, so it's not just like a
With my next question, since I paid for the rooms, do we get like a meal included with the rooms or no?
Yeah, you would, because
Okay.
why not?
Why not? You don't make money doing that, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid 2 gold.
The fact that the room includes the food and you spent 2 gold means that it's not like some big fancy something like this. Like, you're not going to get a tavern in Caberton for 2 gold and then have food with it. So, Yukiege is not quite as big as Caberton.
Right.
But it's basically, not crappy room service rooms, but sort of mediocre style rooms. So 2 gold pays for room and food. So
Okay, that's fair.
Yep. And she just, I guess she goes to. I'm just thinking that she goes down there early enough to go have something to eat before the sun rises.
Oh, so you're going down there like super early?
Well, not really super early, just like an hour before sunrise, but.
Okay. You would still see the female barkeep prepping up the bars and stuff for breakfast, and she sort of looks up and looks your way. She appears to be human, sort of long, brownish hair, dark tannish skin, and she's an early riser. Hello.
Hello. She just sits at the bar. Just like kind of looking what to do with the pupper just in her arms. And she just sits the pupper down.
Aw, I can have some food for the pup if you wish.
Riven just looks at the pupper like, what do you want?
You do not have to speak with animals, or do you?
Not prepared?
Okay. Fair enough. He just looks up at you. Blink, blink. Eh.
Okay, I guess.
I would say, and then she just sort of smiles behind the bar. Maybe some sort of. I do have a few meat scraps in the back. That and a little bowl of water, and he should be good to go, I would think.
That's fine.
So, what would you like?
whatever is for breakfast here, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
It's not like they have menus
Not
here.
really, no.
Yeah.
Not like big fancy extravagant things, but you can have a like, simple sausage, uh, something decidedly breakfast themed.
Like it's like
Porridge.
well, there's
What?
porridge. There's like eggs and like probably like some sort of slab of meat.
Yeah, pretty much. Eggs, porridge, sausage. There you go. And it is very much freshly cooked because holy crap, you came down right when she started cooking.
That's fine.
And she knows she has a full house upstairs, so she's making sure there's food prepped for those that when they come down and all that sort of fun stuff. Give me a perception check, Riven.
There's someone sitting in the corner.
I mean, there might be.
19.
Okay. Um, so this female barkeep, there is a very unique something to her, that you just so happen to catch notice of, especially when she like sets the food down and sets it around you. She has ridges in the like nape of her neck, as if she has gills.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
It is a thing that she has.
Excuse me, are you a fish?
That's probably something Locke would ask.
No, he would not ask that.
Oh wait, that's right. He cares at everything. She's just like, she has just like a slight confused look on her face. Like, what? What is this? Who is she?
Staring look, or just like blink, blink, kind of confused?
Just like she noticed the gills and stuff, and she's just like, you know, the eyes narrow, the brows furrow, and then the head just tilts. Just like, what?
Yeah. That's don't worry about that. And she just sort of makes sure you have your food and that you are set, and then goes back to tending to the bar, like turning away from you.
Hold on, let me do something real quick. Nope, she wouldn't. Okay. I was saying if she remembered her mistake.
What mistake was that?
She told the wrong person if she was going to correct herself.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, she's just going to sit there and eat.
Mm-hmm. So you have, well into like an hour or so before sunrise for you to eat, and then go and do whatever it is you want to do as your morning ritual and things.
Would I know where the blacksmith is in this town?
Yeah. You've been to this town before, so yeah.
Okay.
And for sake of simplicity, we'll say it's right there.
Doesn't really matter. It's a big town. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's not like we're going to have random combat.
Nope, not really.
As I say that as two thieves come out of nowhere.
One of them shoots you in the ribs, startles the fuck out of you.
Anyway, so morning, sunrise, all that sort of fun stuff, and you're going to a blacksmith? Okay.
Well, she does all of her usual, your morning rituals, and then goes to the blacksmith.
You find blacksmith just starting to open up his shop. Blacksmith is a dwarf. Kind of sort of clean but unkempt beard, dark hair, and he's getting the forge and all that sort of stuff prepped. Actually, no, he has his prepped, and he's just sort of seems to be working on something as you
Can I
come
tell
in.
if he's a morning person?
Roll insight, I guess.
That would be the appropriate roll here.
Yeah, he seems not in a horrible mood or anything like that. No.
Okay, I mean, this is a dwarf here.
Yeah, it's a good point. But yeah, he seems fairly.
I'm not sure if that's racist or not.
What?
It's a dwarf. It must be cranky.
Well,
It's basically what I'm hearing here. I'm sorry, I'm tired too. My mind does weird shit when I'm tired.
Anyway, yeah. Hey, what can I do for you?
do you have any weapons for sale?
Yeah. And he points to like the left side of his wares and everything, and you see bladed weapons, short swords, long swords. There's an axe or two, like of the throwing variety, or throwing axes. He has one single battle axe, currently.
Darn.
And
Just one.
yeah, he seems to make a perception check.
Nope.
Yeah, he's working on some other some other blade of some sort in the forge.
Do you have another battle axe?
Yes, actually, I'm finishing up this one here. He shows you
How
the.
will it be for that? Will be ready.
Probably better part of the morning. I'm about done.
Okay, how much for both of them?
What is the normal going rate for battle axes?
20 gold each,
So yeah,
from
That-
what the book says.
This is pretty standard battle axes. Run you about 40 gold to get both.
Mm,
Unless you're wanting to trade something in, perhaps. Might knock something off then.
no. Well, how much can I get for these, like, 2 hand axes?
How much is a hand axe normally in the book?
I don't know.
5 gold.
Is it 5?
I just looked. I have it open. 5 gold.
Okay. So, they seem to be in pretty good condition. How much use have you seen out of these hand axes?
Quite a bit.
I'll knock off, why not? You seem the, reliable sort. I'll knock off 10 gold and sell you these 2 battle axes for, 30 gold and your pair of hand axes there.
Deal. I will be back later to pick up the hand axes. Then
You mean the battle axes?
battle axes, yes.
Hey, okay. Like I said, a couple hours, tops.
Next, do you know where I can find a jeweler?
George tilts his head and raises an eyebrow. What sort of jeweler?
She takes out the necklace. Just trying to mend this.
It's a bit too fine for my taste, but there's the herbalist shop. She sort of doubles as a jeweler sometimes with some folks. You might ask her.
Can you point me in that direction?
Yep, about 3 ounces down to your left.
Okay, thank you, and I'll be back in a couple hours. She goes, heads down towards the herbalist.
Yep. So you're actually, in doing that, you're passing by pretty close to like the central main house up here.
Okay.
And as you're walking by to go to, as directed to the herbalist who doubles as a jeweler, you see walking out of the large middle manor, what for all intents and purposes looks like, well, I don't think Riven would have knowledge of such a thing, but you, Sam, do. For what looks like, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a robot.
Oh! A warforge? Awesome.
And the Warforged is walking out of the house and seems to be walking over to the quest board that's in this corner over here, corner of the house. Going to post up some things. Dora sees you walk by, gives you a simple bow. Having sort of
awkward wave. Just awkward wave.
And then you make your way up to the herbalist. Meanwhile, having woke up sometime after you did, but also after you left initially, Oak makes his way downstairs, and he gets him sort of a small breakfast as well. No one's there in the tavern to see him, because Locke is probably still asleep, having gotten crappy sleep. I'm assuming.
Crappy sleep? Yeah, he got crappy sleep because of all the shit on his mind, and he hasn't slept in a proper bed in, well, I mean, last time was when we were in the Mist Village, but, like, I don't really know how comfortable that was.
These beds would be a touch more comfortable than the beds in Misty Village, yeah.
So yeah, after the days they spent on the road, he's just, like, relishing the opportunity to just, like, be in a bed.
Right. Not to mention...
He's like, and he's like hugging his pillow and yeah.
Okay.
16.
Yeah. So there's no one in the later parts of the tavern to interact with Oak, and he's just having breakfast on his own at the moment. So Riven, you make your way up to the herbalist shop. The herbalist is actually a half-orc female. Because why not?
Okay.
Such a colorful world.
Indeed. I like colorful worlds.
I noticed.
So, she sort of gives you a nod. Morning. What can I do for you?
I was told you can probably help mend this. Just showing her the necklace.
Oh. An old holy symbol, huh? Yours?
Yes.
Sort of gives you a somewhat knowing look, in that she's decent with people. Well, yours.
She's just. Riven is just trying to keep a straight face, just like, yep, mine. Totally mine.
Yeah, I can repair it. Might take me a little while, but I can. I got some other potions and things to brew today before I can really get to this, but you should have it by this evening at the very least.
Okay, how much would it be?
Something like this, that kind of work time, maybe 2 gold.
Okay.
She seems very inquisitive about your particular holy symbol, but she doesn't really say anything. And you just hand it over for her to clean up and mend and things?
Yeah, like, it's kind of clear that she's very protective of it,
I figured.
but she hands it over anyways.
Hmm.
Just try to get the bite marks and stuff out.
As I said, it'll take me some time. I have some potions to brew this morning, and then I will get to this, and you should be good by this afternoon to evening at the very least.
Okay, well, thank you. And I pay her the gold.
Yep.
And I guess she'll make her way back to the tavern.
Yep.
Actually, no, she's gonna... She was actually kind of curious. She's gonna go look at the quest board thingy, where the dude was.
He is still there, having finished post up a couple, and he sort of turns to see you as you make your way to the quest board. Good morning, how are you?
Morning. Fine.
Also, he's like, being a Warforged, said Warforged appears to be roughly about 7 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, big.
Big.
But he seems very friendly. And he gives you a smile. You look like someone who needs something to do.
Yes?
What other reason would you have to come to a quest board? And then he sort of walks back into the main part of the house with a big smile. And you are free to look at the quest board. And you see things on the looking over the quest board. There appears to be 3 individual missions that you can try.
Okay.
There is, depending on, how in depth you look at the individual postings and signs and things, there is a farmer on the outskirts of Yukiege, away from the snow, that appears to be having some sort of pest control issue. His new crops are planting and starting to grow, and then they just disappear. Something is eating them or grabbing them, and it's not fun, and he wants somebody's help to fix that. There is also a mining crew that's roughly a half a day's travel from Yukiege up north towards the mountains, that one of the prospectors that was working with those miners made his way back to town, is currently staying at the bar, and is extremely terrified and thinks there's a monster somewhere in the mines.
Okay.
And then the final one is there's been tales of reports of various different kinds of some sort of obnoxious bandits along the road going into into Yukiege itself, and the name that's attached to this particular mission is like it seems strange, but the name attached to this mission is somebody by the name of Shield Buff, and he wants this Shield Buff person wants the bandits dealt with, and other than that, that's what you got. There's not much else there.
Okay.
Anyway,
Riven is gonna grab the one about the fire, about the farmer.
grab the one about the farmer.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
She's gonna make her way back to the tavern.
Okay. It's a little bit later in the day. Your whole back and forth walking around town took roughly an hour or two, so it's about still roughly the earlier part of the morning, so like maybe 8 or 9 ish. And you come into the
Would
tavern.
Locke have gotten up by then?
I don't know. Would Locke be awake by like 9?
I don't know. DM, your call. Am I awake?
Roll a con check, not save check.
Okay.
Yes.
15.
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, yeah, Locke will be downstairs, just sitting at one of the tables, I guess, just kind of waiting, looking at Amviswen's book, trying to see if anything else has become legible overnight.
That not that you can see, nothing other than the messages that you've already looked into.
All right.
And
Didn't his mother have things to do in the morning?
she did. The mother, Locke, actually, Riven, you would see, you would have seen his mother, though you didn't really talk to her much. If you did see her, you would have seen his mother go into the manor where the Warforged was from. Probably just after he did the last time, as you were getting your mission and things. So she's not actually in the tavern right now, though Locke was not awake when she left.
Okay.
But as you come down to join the rest of your party in the tavern itself, Locke, as you've come downstairs, you find Oak sitting at the same table he was last night, and sitting next to him is a dwarven woman akin to the sprite that we had before. Long.
Yeah, we met her last night.
Well, you didn't actually see her last night. I just showed you her token last night, or last time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So she's downstairs with Oak, and I don't think Locke's the type of person to like go over and try to start a conversation. He's too shy for such a thing.
Indeed. So he's going to go back to the table he was sitting at the previous night and sit there again.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Riven to show up.
And then
Or his
Riven
mom,
is,
whichever comes first.
as I said, your mom left
Riven
before you
come
got.
downstairs, comes through the front door.
Your mom would actually have left prior to you waking up, though you don't know that.
Exactly.
Yep. So Riven comes in the front door instead of coming downstairs, and you see Locke sitting at the table by himself looking at his little black book, and Oak is sitting at the same table he was before with a full plate of breakfast stuffs, and a dwarven female with long white hair is sitting next to him.
Riven goes to Locke.
Alright.
Kind of looks up as you approach. Oh, morning. Thumps the
Morning.
book closed, puts it away.
Well, Riven sits down.
Sleep all right?
I slept fine.
Oh, well, that makes at least one of us.
Mm-hmm. And she puts the quest post, job
What?
post.
Basically,
little-
yeah. Yeah. It's like a little job posting note sort of type thing.
Oh, what's that?
Something I figured we could all do, and it seems easy enough.
I look it over. Does it have a listed reward?
Yes. The farmer is actually going to reward we'll say 15 gold to those who come to help with his pest problem. Actually no. More accurately, the job post would say 5 gold to each person who comes to help him with his pest control problem.
Okay. I mean, I suppose we could.
Riven didn't think to see how much each individual quest was worth before she grabbed them.
Well, see, I thought we would sit there and like negotiate it. I didn't know. Ask.
This
if
is
there
true.
was any rewards on it.
This is true. His would actually say somewhat negotiable. So
Yeah.
that's fair. But yeah. So you sit down. Locke looks over the job posting to help the local farmer, and as you're two conversing, you see the like across the room where the dwarven female is. She just pushes Oak out of the chair, and he just and he doesn't seem hurt. He just spontaneously gets knocked out of the chair.
Locke's gonna lean over and look, but say nothing.
Riven's gonna get up and like give the lady like a narrowed look, like
It's alright, it's alright. We're just... He needed a good kick in the teeth to snap him out of it. He's too depressed.
I don't think that's how depression works. Or fixing it.
Okay, fair, but... I don't know what to do with him when he's like this. He's
Well,
almost...
Maybe don't shove him would probably be a good start.
Riven is just gonna sit there and like raise an eyebrow and give a sideways glance at Locke and be like, "Oh, progress."
She sort of
Like-
raises an eyebrow and looks at Locke. I ain't gonna hurt him, Tiny. What's it to you?
Well, he saved my life numerous times now, so I like to think he's my friend.
And he's my brother,
Yay,
and he
more
knows I'm just...
progress.
And he's my brother, and he knows I'm joking around. Come on, tell him.
I didn't know that. Carry on then.
And I'll lean back.
And now we go back.
It's like, oh, this isn't an actual aggressive situation. It's just family. Okay, fuck it. I'm not getting involved in that. Not my business.
He reaches down and Oak sort of gets back up and brushes himself off. Yeah, it's fine. She does this. Maybe I just need a couple adventures where no one almost dies, and we'll be good. Or in the case of the last combat we had, contracted lycanthropy, though she had it for maybe a day, but whatever. That's only because we were close to Dad's shrine.
Hey, you don't know if I did. I felt fine.
Is she lying?
No, she literally thinks she was fine.
Yeah.
Okay, is she
And
wrong?
she Well, yeah, she was wrong because apparently it was.
Does Locke know she's wrong, though?
Would the werewolf
was-
curse be nature or religion or history?
Or
It's
would
a
it just be?
disease.
Or would it just be a straight intelligence check?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's a
Just
disease,
roll
so it'd be
intelligence.
medical or something.
8.
Oh, Locke has no clue, one way or the other.
Scheisse.
She thought the mark was itchy because it was, like, healed. And stuff, you know, healing. Itchy.
Yes, but if it had been just a normal bite mark, it would have went away when I casted Cure Wounds on you after the fight was over. It did not. You had it the morning after. So. Or at least based on how Dad reacted, you had it the morning after because I didn't actually get a chance to look at it in the morning. But, whatever. Regardless, I want something simple. Something we don't, have the risk of getting killed or whatever. And this is Yongrilin the dwarf. And I wanted to see if he would take come along with me, and I guess you two are his party. He said he was venturing off with other people. So I was hoping to, go out and do something cool. I figured you guys might want some treasure, cooler weapons, I don't know. There's a veritable treasure trove in a cave that I come across, but I ain't taking that on
gonna interrupt.
myself. Okay.
Just like, yeah. Hold on, lady. Why'd you come out here with us, Oak?
I don't want to always do simple adventures. It'd be much more interesting to do something, it'd fight off against some sort of evil monster, I don't know. But
And guess what? There's always chances of dying. You have to be prepared for it.
I know that better than a lot of people.
Sometimes even the simplest jobs can go horribly wrong.
Sometimes a kid could be grandstanding and suddenly your ribs are missing.
She just like stops with a confused look and looked at Locke like, "You've seen that?"
He falls silent.
Okay.
and this Yongrilins again, and it's like, and see, this is what I was trying to tell him. He was not wanting to go out and be adventurous when I know that's what he actually likes to do. He just had a rough time once, and it's got him all terrified.
So he likes the adventure, but not the danger of the adventure. Is that about right?
Something like that.
Well, I know I'm not doing any of this because I like it.
Adventuring always has a price. You just have to be willing to pay it when it comes due.
I like you, says Yongrilin, pointing to Riven.
She just looks at her with a confused look like, why?
got the fighting spirit of a warrior, or well, hunter in your case, I suppose. You're
It's just the balance of things.
Hmm.
And speaking of balance, of course, there's going to be adventures where we need to fight evil, and it's going to get a lot hairy, but who's going to do it?
yeah okay. All right, Riven, you're right. Sorry.
I hate to kind of derail this, but Locke is going to point back at the sheet that Riven brought. I suppose, after all we just talked about, I'd be willing to help out with this. There'd be some extra gold in our pockets, and that can always be helpful, but I want to talk to my mother about something first. Just waiting for her to show up.
She's not here.
She's not?
No.
Well, where'd she go?
Really big building?
I think I saw that coming in.
Hmm?
I think I saw that building when we were coming in.
Locke said he wanted to speak to his mother, right?
Yeah.
Yongrilin speaks up and she's just, oh, the elven woman was your mother. Okay, yeah. So
How do you know?
she's assuming.
So Locke will sort of lean over like,
So, do you know why she's up there at the big house?
That's the sort of the what is the medieval equivalent of a mayor in a town like this?
I always just called him the mayor, but
Mayor would work then. Okay, fair. I just didn't want to use mayor and then it'd be weird because it wouldn't be at this time period. So, but
I suppose I suppose the alternative would be the village elder if you're in a smaller town, but this is a town large enough to be marked on the map, so I'm assuming it's more like a small city.
relatively, yeah.
Yeah, so village elder might not work.
No. So yeah, mayor. That's fine. She was so Youngerland's like she was going to be talking with the mayor a little bit to see if she could set up shop here. There was an old sort of dilapidated library up north on the far end of town that she was going to see if she could repair and fix up and start working as a librarian, apparently.
Makes sense.
And yeah, she was needing the mayor's approval to go through with that plan and make sure all the needed paperwork and all that sort of stuff was dealt with. And so yeah, it was her plan today, this morning, to go and talk to him. Or at least that's what I heard when I last spoke to her, which was a couple days ago. But still.
All right, well, I guess I'll just wait here then.
Well, I mean, you could either wait here, or you could go up and talk to the mayor. It's open. He's got an open door policy. You can go in and talk to him whenever.
I mean, if it's a meeting of some kind, I don't want to interrupt, and I kind of want some time to figure out how I'm going to ask what I need to ask anyway.
Fair enough. Well,
Locke's gonna fall quiet. After a bit, he's like gonna look at Hollis and start using Mage Hand to pet him.
you very quickly find the sweet spot to call the leg kick thing because you figured out where that was earlier.
Yep. And so this dog is just having hysterics on the floor from everyone else's perspective, no damn reason, but from my perspective, it's like, hey, yes, squirm for me.
Tormentor of this dog.
I'm just petting him.
Very good. Yeah, a very good tormentor, but still.
I don't think you understand how tormentor works. Pleasurer, maybe.
Anyway, so Youngerland sort of looks down to the dog. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, so wait, is he just using Mage Hand?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm using Mage Hand to pet the dog.
So the dog is just sitting there, just leg twitching and stuff for no reason.
the dog is very clearly getting pets, but from who? No one sees anyone.
Okay.
Oak sort of takes the last of his morning drink. Technically, it would be something akin to coffee, but whatever. All right. So, what's this about a quest that you found, Riven?
It's just a farmer needing some help.
Wow.
Something keeps eating his crops after they grow enough. Willing to pay someone to come and help fix the problem.
Well, that seems fairly simple enough. It's probably some sort of animal anyway.
Probably.
Alright. Well. I know you wanted to wait for your mother. I think I'm going to go and explore the town a little bit more. Get some blood pumping, get some moving going, so that I'm not feeling as lethargic, as it were.
Sounds fine by me.
Oak sort of gets up and walks out of the bar or out of the tavern to sort of explore town a little bit for the moment. Yongrilin sort of speaks up, coming closer to you two as Oak leaves, and so okay, he's the risk of dying has always been something high in his mind. That's why he chose to become a priest, so that he could prevent both himself and others dying. But he would have had to have gotten really, really close for it to hit him this bad. Exactly what sort of combat did he get into with you two?
Well, there was the time when we blew up an entire goblin camp. Well, blew up's the wrong term. I lit on fire like a couple of tents, and that's about it.
Because they decided to follow me.
Yeah. I mean, the goblins tried to kill. One of them threw a javelin at me at one point, and that's how we met. Was an ambush from said goblins. One thing led to another, and we just got involved in trying to get them back, I guess. I mean, you clearly have a vendetta.
You speak about the goblin camp and enlighten Yongrilin of a little bit of what transpired there. So, okay, that might be part of it. So he used did what sort of magic did he cast then?
He did this thing where if I got hit, he'd take some of the damage.
Do I still have the ring? Let me check.
You do still have the ring.
Yeah, and I'll sort of hold up the hand that has it. Yeah, he let me this, and as long as I'm wearing it, if he casts a spell, then if I get hit, he takes some of the damage for me. Saved my life, in fact. I owe him for that.
That's okay. I see. Okay. Well, I'm not really great with this sort of stuff, but clearly it got him all depressed, and he sort of backpedaled a little bit. Just, I guess, keep an eye on him. I'm sure that you two can protect him as much as he protects you. I would assume, right?
I would hope so.
So what sort of tricks of the trade, as it were, do you two have? She sort of looks Riven over. You sort of look like some sort of a hunter, based on the garb there, and the puppy. Cute, by the way.
Riven just pets the puppy.
Although I don't know what his issue is, unless Locke stopped with Mage Hand.
I'm gonna stop with my mage hand right now.
Huh. Well, alright. So, you just keep an eye on him. And if you decide to do the big Cobalt adventure, great. Let me know, and I'll come along. For now, though, I have a few ales that I didn't make it to last night. Gonna go over
We
here.
get to see the Len. Okay, apparently we get to watch the Len action.
Well,
Legend.
I mean, we saw like the remains of the last battlefield, quote unquote, of her going up against the mugs of ale last night when we came in. Like, there was just like this devastated massacre of empty ale glasses by the counter. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
So Locke is just going to entertain himself by observing this until his mom arrives, until his mom comes back.
Okay. Riven, you
Riven's
going
just
in?
gonna make a side comment and be like, because she did say earlier that she was starting to go on how she wanted like Oak and us to go along with her to someplace.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna make a side remark. No wonder why she needs someone to go with her. She always drinks too much.
I suppose everyone needs a sober compass.
Okay.
Going to surreptitiously start mage handing the dog again.
Oak, or Locke, by the way, you would have seen the female human barkeep prior. She was the one. She would have been the ones to hand out your food and all that sort of stuff. So, retroactively, in that, roll perception.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no. Okay.
2!
Alright, we're good. Um. Any sort of conversations that Riven and Locke have in light of some of the things that they have learned over the course of the last little bit?
If there are, Locke isn't starting it.
I know.
Neither is Riven.
Well, then I guess we're just going to sit there in awkward silence with the dog having hysterics, waiting for my mom to show up.
Alrighty. Sounds like a plan.
Dwarf's getting drunk over there.
Oh yeah, she's made it through 2 or 3 ales by the time Locke's mom makes it back. Which we need,
Okay.
if you want to, Brian, in that regard, you can make a token for your mother.
I'll do that at another time. Not right
Right,
now.
I know, obviously, but at some
Yeah.
point you could do that if you wish.
All right, I'll give it some consideration.
Alright, so your mother returns. She's got, like, in one hand, or in her hand, she has a stack of, like, papers and things, and you see the bag that, you know that she her like satchel that she usually uses for all of her books and things. And she sort of makes her way back into the tavern, sees you two, and sitting there, and then, oh, good morning, hello, sorry, early meeting with Steel Buff. I had to Sorry about that.
It's fine. I heard the dwarf lady getting drunk over there filled us in.
Oh,
Set-
yes.
Setting up a shop?
A library, yes. I figure this is further enough north that I can start fresh. Maybe make a different name for myself here, and with a much more colorful crowd.
A crowd that's worth a damn. Anyways,
Anyway,
Mother, there's something I need to ask you.
okay.
Or rather, tell you, rather. I want to find Father.
Okay.
I mean, him leaving is, if you trace it back all the way, is essentially the catalyst for everything bad that's happened to you and I. The shame on your entire family, more or less, and then it certainly didn't help my upbringing. I just want to know why he ran. Because him running is a big part of why things went so badly for us.
You would have to find him.
Well, yes, but you're an accomplished wizard. I mean, maybe you can help with that. Maybe you know some way. Maybe we can figure out some way. I want to find him. I want to know why he left us. Why he left you. Why he left me before I even came into the world, because...
Should I walk away?
You can stay, I don't care.
Okay.
Point is, I want to know why he ran. And if he did leave for bad reasons, if he did have ill intentions, then he needs to pay for it. And if not, if it was a misunderstanding, then I just want to understand why. Too many things went wrong for me to just leave it lying.
I have tried calling to him many times. I never got any sort of an answer back. I don't know where he is. There was talk. Some of the folks that saw him when he left initially, part of the sort of looks over to Riven for a second. Part of the reason he was deemed a source of that conflict before is because the people that came and attacked came from the same direction that he left. And he left towards south, further south. And so I don't know where he is, but he's not down this way. He's not this way. And I understand that you want to find him, Locke. I do. But I'm just worried what you may find if you find him.
I'm worried too, but I have to know one way or the other. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind the closure either.
Yeah, I do.
Well, if calling to him won't work, might need another method. I'll keep my eyes out for spell books, scrolls, anything really I can find. And if I find anything that maybe you can use to scry for him, locate him, I don't know, and I'll bring whatever I find to you, and maybe we can figure something out.
Just be careful.
I will be.
And
I like to think that's the one thing I am actually good at on my own.
yeah. Alright. In the meantime, I'll see what I can find while staying here and just... I don't want to let the past fester and not allow me to live. I want to still do the things I love, share knowledge, share magics. I want to perhaps make a name for myself here.
I know. And I want something like that too, but at the same time, I want closure.
Yeah.
The man left and it hurt us, and I just want to know why. If I don't know, it's going to eat at me for the rest of my life. And in an indirect way, I had to run in the first place because of him.
I know. Okay. Just promise me you'll keep your friends close and not venture off alone and...
I'll do my damnedest.
Alright. She actually gives a smile to Riven as a sort of a from because you're helping take care of my kid, though he's much more than a kid now, sort of a thank you sort of thing.
Right.
Because
Okay.
Riven's much older and looks like a hunter that can take care of herself,
Kind of.
kind of. Or at least more so than Locke.
Indeed.
I mean, Riven has armor, and Locke does not.
Well, I mean, he does. He just wears it under really shitty, baggy clothes.
Fair.
I have leather armor under all that.
Alright. And soon after, she sort of goes upstairs and recovers up some of her other items and things, and then leaves the tavern again. And as she leaves, Oak comes back.
All right.
And he sort of gives her a nod as she walks by, and... Alright, so... I looked at some of the other quests, too. But, yeah. The farmer situation is probably the easiest right now.
Good place to start to get your confidence back up.
Yeah. Sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Near-death experiences like that are particularly worrisome for me. So,
I'd argue they're worrisome for everyone.
well, yes, but there's no need of insight here because he has no real easy way of hiding it. There is most certainly more to it than that for him.
I won't pry.
Yeah, but that's fine. So we going to help the farmer then?
Might as well.
Yep. If Oak ever comes back.
Oh.
Whoop. Yay.
Teleportation. Alright, so we're going to go with the farmer request. Okay, so according...
You want to go get your the lady over there? She said she'd be willing to tag along, I think.
Oak sort of looks over to Yongrilin, who's probably down like her fourth or fifth at this point. She specifically wanted us to help her for a treasure hunt. I don't think she's going to want to go help a local farmer. But
Fair enough.
anyway, let's head out, see what we can find.
All right. Riven, lead the way.
Because Rowan, you
Does
do
it
have
say
directions.
where on the paper?
The paper gives you directions to the farm that's just outside the town.
Yay.
Not that hard to find.
Okay, yeah, I guess we go.
We go.
Yep. So you make your way out. It's not a hard trek, barely even a couple hours. So about 11, 12ish, noonish sort of time. You'll make your way to the farm, or what amounts to a farm. It's actually really small. Do do. Bip.
Okay.
You're right. That is really small.
It is.
What is an A+ farmhouse?
Huh?
So much space.
That is like that house is like 20 feet across.
Yes, it is. It's actually very small.
It's a shack.
It is a
Okay.
shack. Like the most expensive thing that this guy has on his farm right now is his horse and buggy. Farmer appears to be a young male human, sort of a sandy colored hair, maybe 20 something, fairly young actually.
Is he the red circle?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So he sort of looks. He was sort of tending to. He has a little like. He has no livestock, but he has a sheepdog that he is messing with. That I have no token for because I'm lazy. And he.
So just draw it in as another colored circle.
Whatever. It's fine. And he's tending to said dog as you four come up. Someone answered. You look like adventurers. Please tell me you're someone that can help me.
Riven just holds up the paper.
Locke stays quiet and is very tempted to surreptitiously mage hand the farmer's dog.
Hey.
He's not going to though. That
Good.
might be weird.
Yes. Okay, so, as my mission prompts, I have a pest. Okay, so my farm's not very big. Not yet, anyway. I started tilling, I started planting. I'm only one person, so not all that great yet, but I started tilling, I started planting, and then they just went away. So, I need. I think there's something underground planting, like actually eating them, and I needed someone to come by and help. Maybe I don't have a whole lot of gold, but if one of you can make your way, I don't know. Just there's something going on over there.
Well, Locke is going to go ahead and begin the process of elimination. And because he can do it, I believe, without using spell slots. Let me check. Yep, okay. Because I can do it without using spell slots, Locke is going to come over here and cast Detect Magic so I can look at the field and see what's what and see if there's any magic involved.
Not as far as you can tell, no.
I'll come back to the group.
It's definitely not magic doing it, so probably a wild animal.
Okay.
Or something else suitably mundane.
I'll look back at the farmer.
How frequently does this happen? Like, is there like regular intervals, or is it sporadic?
Mostly when, when it's the when I started planting and it actually starts to somewhat grow, and then it's just gone. I don't know. And he sort of, no, he sort of makes his way. So he sort of indicates over here where he's when he sort of put the mission board up, and when nobody came to investigate, he started trying to investigate it himself, and he's made a little hole in almost like a some sort of a cave or burrow or something of the sort. And it is much too small for oak, actually. Actually, no. Oak's only like 6 foot, so yeah, oak could fit. He'd just have to stoop quite a bit. And it'd be a narrow passageway for everyone to try to get into. But he's got that, and he's. I sort of tried digging this out to see if I could find something, but I can't really see in the dark, so I didn't want to go down there too far. And when I sent my dog to go look, he didn't seem very happy. So I know that there's something there, and I just don't know what to do with it. Are any of you two good with animals?
I point a thumb over at Riven. And then I point another thumb at Oak. So, like, I've got 2 thumbs just pointing over my shoulders at my friends.
So both of them, but not you. Okay.
I am awful with animals. They'll eat my hand. Unless I use Mage Hand, in which case they'll just...
Then I start surreptitiously mage handing our dog. and you just kind of watch him fall over.
Okay. All right.
Riven just looks so done with it, just like.
I'll stop at this point. I was just making a point.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm trying to make sure this dog likes us.
Did you say Oak can't fit down the hole?
He can. He just would have. He would be. It's mostly not. It's not necessarily height that's the issue. He's got wider shoulders. But
He'd basically have to squeeze himself through.
yeah, he could. It just would be a somewhat of a tight fit. And no one's really took a deep look into the hole itself to see how deep it is. And based on his thing, it probably isn't even all that deep either. He actually does step over here to his. And now I can't move it anymore.
Wait, Locke doesn't have dark vision?
I think most of us do, actually.
I have dark vision.
Oh god. Okay. I just got a really stupid idea.
Oak does not have dark vision.
Uh-oh.
Really?
He
I
apparently does not.
So.
I thought he did. Maybe I didn't run it?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure Furbolgs just don't have dark vision. I mean, they have so many other neat, so much other neat shit. They don't really need it.
So does Riven has dark vision though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Riven and Locke
But
both.
she was going to do something.
What's Riven doing?
She's gonna like ask Locke to just like get down on your hands and knees and look in the hole. You'll be fine. I'll stand right behind you.
That doesn't make it better. He'll reluctantly go ahead and he'll stick his face in the hole, or at least he'll look down it and see what he sees.
I grab his ankles and I hold him up so he actually goes down into the hole. I just hold him by the ankles.
It's like I shout an alarm and then I vapor lock us. What do I say?
Alright, make a perception check. I'm tempted to give you disadvantage on this because you got picked up by your feet. But
Look,
I
I'm
won't.
going with it. 5.
Alright.
Wait, what? Okay. All right.
It is a crappily dug
I was just because I was
hole.
just sitting there holding him, so he goes down further into the hole.
I was surprised as a thing, and I'm not used to
Good
looking at the
point.
world upside down.
So you're further down, and what you can see of the hole and around is not very much. It seems to be a poorly and recently dug hole, partially by human means, maybe, and then partially by something else, but you're not sure what. It just is a very narrow passage hole. That's about all that you see. Maybe 20, 30 feet. Maybe. You can barely tell, you're kind of scared.
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up, pull me up, pull me up.
She brings him up and over and sets him back down, like riding him up.
Do not do that without asking first, please.
You wouldn't have done it in any way.
Exactly. Anyways, I turn to the farmer. It's a hole.
Yes.
That's what I can tell. I look up at Riven. You want to investigate it so badly? You do it. Maybe Oak can hold your ankles. I must stalk off and fume next to the dog for a minute.
Okay, does Oak have rope?
Oak has rope, yes.
Okay, she's just gonna go jump down the hole.
Alright. Oak sort of ties you off, and you go down and investigate the hole. Make for me perception. You have no sort of disadvantage or anything because you're not terrified.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Nope, nope. Actually,
That's
no.
an intro one.
No, it's... I pressed the wrong button.
Oh.
How did you press the wrong button? Oh, you pressed roll instead of perception.
Yeah.
Eh.
Boop.
It's still a natural one. Even getting a mulligan, you get a nat fucking 1. The fates have spoken. This is a critical failure situation. We're not good. Hired help.
Wow.
No. We can't... No. Okay, so our adventuring group has to have the word blind in it.
Alright. So you look around. You can't really see anything. It seems to be a poorly dug hole. Now, the thing about skill checks is that skill checks don't necessarily automatically fail with a nat 1, necessarily. But I gave Locke with a 5. I gave Locke the capacity to tell that it was partially not dug by... Some of it was not dug by a humanoid. I'm going to give that to Riven because she got the same total even though she rolled a nat 1. So,
And she's just all the way down the hole.
that too. That also helps. You can tell vaguely that this has been sort of dug out by hand, by human means, and by some sort of animal means. Roll me, I don't know, survival or nature to see if you can study the structure of the animal tracks, I guess.
It would be natural, I think.
Nature, you mean?
I think, yeah.
Nature,
Probably.
survival, either or, really.
Or investigation.
Or
Nope,
you can roll a
just
6.
a 6.
Wow, we are shitty.
Okay.
We suck.
So, these tracks are partially made by an animal of some sort,
So no
not just by
information.
human means.
And you said it was like to get to the bottom it was 20 feet.
Yeah. 20 feet or so. Riven.
Hmm.
Yeah, why not? You rolled poorly, and you going into the far recesses of the hole, yeah? Like, you're going the furthest that the hole can go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Yeah, she's actually gonna untie herself from the rope so she can go deeper.
Okay. Well, the hole itself doesn't, at least not the bigger human part dug of it goes much deeper, but you sort of have to feel your way as much as see since you didn't really see it. The hole does go further down. It's just now even narrow. It's not smaller. It's just you're having to get on your hands and knees to go through it. The sides of it is actually oddly getting bigger as you go further in. Just the entranceway is somewhat small. I'll give you another perception check. And you have no form of light source.
Finally.
18.
Okay. So, as you're
What do I
getting...
make? I'd be like, oh, I just had some dirt in my eyes.
Yeah, dirt in your eyes and you're just like, meh. Dust and crap. Way far back in the furthest recesses of the hole where it gets somewhat bigger and not as narrow, you hear a chittering or a chattering and scraping of like claws in the dirt.
That's no bueno.
So I still don't see it? I just hear it?
With an 18 you see yeah, you would see it. It's just kind of hard to get a good idea of what it is even with an 18. It's like a mound of dark that's camouflaged against the darkness. Sort of with your, even with your dark vision, you still see sort of in a grayscale sort of a thing. So it's still pretty heavily camouflaged. It looks like a large, and I mean large as the size, actual size category large, mound of fur. And claws.
Oh. Is it a beast?
Does appear to be, and it's looking right at you.
Oh.
You have about 5 seconds to figure out if you're going to do something picky.
I want to try to scare it so it to dig like up or away, like preferably try to get it to like try to escape.
Well, for one, for it to try to escape in a quick way is going to put it going out where everyone else is.
Well, that would be better because, that's where everyone else is.
I'll have backup.
Yeah, that too, and I'm just gonna like slightly move out of the way of the entrance so that opening is clear.
So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to intimidate it.
Roll intimidate.
17?
Okay. How are you intimidating this creature?
Try to make myself like look as big as I can and just like yell at it.
So,
Try to
without
get it
giving
to go for the hole.
without giving any kind of specifics to how you yell at it, you're just basically ooga booga booga.
Oh my gosh, no.
Just allow primal scream is what I was imagine.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like
Okay.
trying to be the bigger, badder, scarier beast here, even though it's a size large, apparently.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Riven's
Interesting.
gonna die.
Okay.
Riven's gonna fucking die.
You just hear like a muffled roar coming from down in the hole.
Yeah, pretty
But-
much. Roll initiative, Riven.
Oh shit. Oh no.
6.
Dude, where's your thing? Okay. You rolled a 6. And it rolled a 4. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Why is everything rolling so shit today?
Alright. So, Riven. You get first hit. This thing charges at you, and you hear its growl, and it's not scared of you, it's charging you.
Okay.
And oh, it's moving closer to you, and not so camouflaged against the backdrop around it. It appears to be some sort of four-legged, furry mammal persuasion. Subtle hints of spikes, and a rather large creature. It is effectively a dire badger.
Oh, I need to get out of here.
Huh?
Right. So, I guess...
I mean, it's a free action to talk. You could holler for your friends and be like, "Help!" as they heard a roar.
I figured when they heard a roar, they would come running.
Can we roll initiative as well?
You can, yes. Okay, Riven.
Right. So I moved away from the opening. It was not scared.
Nope.
What was that rolled against being scared?
I was rolling essentially a wisdom save for it.
Okay.
And this turn
Yeah,
for you is
just-
your immediate chance to react as it's doing stuff.
Yeah, I know. And it's like right up next to me now?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, crap, okay. I'm just gonna have to choppy chop.
Mm-hmm. So choppy chop away.
6.
22.
22.
22 most definitely hits.
7.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another 22.
That also hits.
6.
6. Okay.
So yeah, you guys can probably hear a commotion coming from down there.
Uh-huh. So, not that I can move them, because for some strange reason I can't move them anymore, but Farmer and his puppy go back to the shack over here upon hearing the growling.
Just run.
How can you move them and I cannot?
I made them.
But it's just, whatever. Anyway. Oak will come over to the hole itself.
I
And...
thought he was already by it because he was holding the rope, but whatever.
Oh, well, yeah, he would have been holding the rope.
Let Locke go first, he's smaller.
I'm last in the turn order.
Yeah, but you can get through the hole a lot faster than Oak can, since Oak has a...
Oak is going to come over to the hole and... Riven! What? We're on our way. and he's gonna essentially hold his turn so that he can follow Locke when Locke goes down below.
Oh, he's gonna have some trouble going through the smaller hole.
Yes, he will. Badger. Badger, 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 badger. Rawr.
Mushroom, mushroom.
I was hoping you would get that reference. Yeah.
Now, where's the snake?
Uh-huh.
There's gotta be a
indeed.
snake in this encounter too, right?
Alright, so, what is your thing? Since he's right on you, he is going to do his multi-attack shenanigan. Rawr. Does a 14 hit you?
That is just my armor class.
Yes, it does hit you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Plus 9. And then, the other attack, which is a claw. He bites at you and then he claws at you.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that hits.
This is potentially going to be very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
This one a plus.
So, like, is she able to stand upright right now?
Fire. But luckily you have full health, so you're fine. And yes, she's able to stand upright once you get to the further reaches of the hole.
Alright.
Okay,
Yeah,
Locke.
just that small opening is gonna be tough.
Alright, Locke is going to run up, pause for a second, look at Oak when he realizes that Oak isn't going first, pale considerably, go, oh shit, and jumps in. Ah!
Uh-huh.
And he'll use the rest of his movement to get however close to the fighting as he can.
Yeah. You can get decently close in that time. It's not super far away, but the biggest thing that you're
can I see it happening?
you cannot get in close enough distance to actually see the fight. The holes that go from the like chamber that he actually dug to the chamber where the dire badger is,
Uh-oh.
they're much smaller, so you're going to have to navigate to get in there to get to the thing. If you wanted to try to take a shot, you technically could, because you can see the dire badger's, like, the lower part of its claws and feet near Riven, and Riven's, like, thighs. But it would technically have cover.
Well, that's the thing. I moved away from the opening.
Oh, well, yeah, so you wouldn't see Riven. You'd just see
Yeah.
You'd see the furry clawed feet. You could take a shot if you wanted to. It just would have cover.
Can I do this? Dissonant Whispers on it.
Technically you do have line of sight to it, so yes.
Alright, he has to make a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, so that then is 3d6 points of damage. 10. 10 damage to the dire badger.
Okie dokie. So Riven, you're looking at this dire badger that's like facing you down and growling, and this it sort of rears back and screeches as it's just bombarded with a bunch of mental nonsense, basically.
Psych damage. Awesome.
It essentially sort of spazzes out temporarily.
Alright, and that's Locke's turn. That's all we can do right now.
And Oak is right behind you as best he can. And Riven.
Yeah, it's like, Well, first off, Hunter's Mark.
Okay. And then Harar with an attack.
With one attack, yes.
Yep. Yep. And then you have a D6 something or other.
2, so total of 12.
Ow. Okay. Oak is sort of making his way behind. Well, Oak holds the better part of his turn for Locke to get through the smaller opening, and then he's going to see if he can navigate to get there. Badger. Okay. Gonna roll a thing for a second. Yeah, okay. Rar, 16, your armor class.
That hits. Now, don't I make a con save?
For what?
No, not a con save, a con roll in order to keep Hunter's Mark up. It's a concentration spell.
Oh yeah, Constitution save.
No.
Is it Constitution?
Save is for like against spell like poison and stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
it would be concentration check. You got to get your damage first. So,
Okay.
because its DC is half the damage or 10, whichever's higher.
Mhm.
9 damage, so 10 would be your DC.
Okay.
10. So you still have
Just
Hunter's
made
Mark.
it.
It's
And
just
then-
like she's like sitting here, kind of hurt.
What's your health looking like right now?
I'm at 19.
Okay. Speaking of 19, you're hit again.
Shit. Okay.
For 7. Con save again, or Constitution check again. There you go. You're fine.
I'm
Locke, you crawl your way through for the biggest part of your movement, and now you have made it. You have dark vision. You see this huge, furry monstrosity of a badger with spikes, and it's roaring and growling and bleeding profusely because axe blades and things, and it does not look happy.
Locke is going to become even more pale than he was, and is going to summon up the inky blackness in his hand and send out an Eldritch Blast.
Please don't hit me.
15 to hit,
15 hits, yep.
11 damage.
Okay, so this is not critical roll. You blast at this badger, and the force of your Eldritch Blast just sends it flying backward into the back part of the cave, and it falls unconscious.
Just unconscious.
Well, very much dying, but yeah. For all intents and purposes, yes. Upon it slamming up against the wall, make for me perception checks, both of you.
Oh, I just want to be more.
Hey,
23.
Okay, so Locke doesn't see it, but Riven does. As the dire badger slams into the back wall and just sort of clumps into the ground in the heap, you catch sight of 4 much smaller normal badgers, and they just scatter and they bolt into smaller caves on the recesses of the bigger chamber that you're in.
Oh shoot.
But they're just like bolt. They're just gone. Just nope. They're noping out of here. Nope.
Is Oak trying to make his way through the tunnel?
Yes. And this is the point in which he finally gets out there, and he's.
I'm gonna go over to him and like take his hand and put it on my shoulder and be like, heal.
Right. Here you go. And then since I'm gonna roll it anyway, so boop, boop, just so that I can remember how much. It's a D8. Have 11.
Um,
Okay.
okay, that's a little bit better for me now. Okay.
So what was that? It's badger, or it was a badger. Dire badger.
It's dark down here, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh wait, yeah, he wouldn't see
Oh,
that.
yeah, Oak can't see. That's why I had to like move his hand to my shoulder.
Right. Actually, I mean, you're decently.
I'm tempted to use firebolt to set the large corpse on fire so
No.
we have light.
Don't. Because Riven's
Uh.
gonna go over there and tie a rope around it.
Okay.
Okay, so can you still get perception even in the dark? It just causes a like disadvantage or something.
I would assume.
Yeah, so 13. What happened down here?
Big Badger.
Big,
Badger.
like bigger than me.
Bigger than him.
Dire badger. Then okay.
And she's just gonna start like kind of dragging
And
the badger towards opening and be like, after you, Oak.
right. And he you realize upon getting closer that the smaller opening is only barely big enough to fit the dire badger even while it's laying down on the ground. It doesn't seem like the dire badger really was often going through this small little hole. But you can get through it. I mean, it's ground and dirt. You can sort of help dig it out, and you can.
Well, yeah, I was gonna like go through to the other side and, with the help of Oak, pull
Yeah.
the badger through.
Can be done. You now have
So we drag the badger out.
pulled a dire badger carcass out into the field here.
Dirt and blood and just.
Locke is going to look at it for a second, and then look over at the farmer, who I'm assuming is kind of watching all this from behind his wagon.
Yeah.
Just like peeking over, like, is it done?
He's like visibly paled like Locke was looking at this thing.
I shot it.
You okay?
Yes. But there was like multiple smaller, normal badgers.
Wait, what?
Yes, there were more badgers.
I didn't see
They
that.
Well, that's because they scattered away.
You're just looking for an excuse to hold me upside down in the hole again, aren't you?
No. I'm hoping that would have scared them off for good.
I would assume so. If we got rid of their leader, whatever, something perhaps.
If not, it would be a lot easier for your dog to go after them then.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I don't think. Yeah, that would explain why he was scared before. I'm scared of that thing. Holy crap.
Good putter.
I'm still scared of it, and I killed it.
Right. So gold. Yes. He sort of disappears into his very small shack and comes back out and hands off. It starts to hand off gold and then sort of. I did say it was negotiable. I don't have a whole lot of gold, but if you would like more and you're still just hanging around Yukiege, I can still maybe pay you more back later. I don't know.
What
I'm
was it?
fine with
5?
just the 5.
It was 5 per person. Yeah.
So you take the gold. Does Oak take the gold?
Mm-hmm.
Riven's not gonna take the gold.
Riven?
Really?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yes. Why?
Why? Well, you took the gold from one of. Okay, well. I'm just curious, is all. But I'm not gonna pry.
What did I take the gold from?
Oh wait, you didn't. We haven't had a mission where you had gold, have we?
Yeah.
Nope. This is the first time we've had a mission that's paid us in anything but personal satisfaction.
Yeah, okay.
And blood.
Oh yeah, that's right. The other gold situation was when Oak didn't take gold as part of the treasure from the Goblin camp.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
right. Okay, never mind then. I got it. He just sort of looks at Riven for a second, just... Okay, well... I suppose that could have gone better if I could have gotten down there. I might have been able to talk him into leaving, but... Okay.
No, I tried. No.
Okay. So what do we want to do with that? Points over at the dire badger carcass.
You could skin it and sell it? I don't know.
Imagine if you sold it to a butcher, they could get a lot of meat out of it, and the skin would probably be worth something.
Um... You can... This is the farmer. He's just... You can have that. I don't know what I would do with it. Although I guess I could just carry it in my wagon and take it to town or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we were probably gonna do that. Ask if we could borrow the cart.
Yeah, I can't lift that.
Or just skin it completely here. But
That would be your
That would-
project.
yeah, but that wouldn't attract other animals, so I suggest we move it.
Okay. Does everyone help him move this dire badger into his wagon?
Sure,
Yeah.
might as well.
Okay.
Well,
say it, but-
trying is just like arms are just like out and stuff, even though it's just Oak and Riven doing most of the work.
Okay. And Hollis was outside, and he's sort of just sniffing at this badger now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Guess we go back to town and figure out what to do with it.
Yep. You can do so. I mean, the town
I
does
say
have a
ta-
butcher.
Yeah, we take it to the butcher. Maybe we can get something for it.
Mm-hmm.
The farmer sort of lets you take his wagon to do that without going with. But,
We'll bring the wagon back.
Yep.
okay. So, you make your way back to town. You'll have a dire badger carcass. It's great and fun.
Yeah, she's probably would talk to the butcher and stuff to see if she can get some meat from it to refill her bag of meat.
And sell
Yeah.
the skin for money, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So all in all, um, with what's left, considering it was blasted with Eldritch Blast at the end there, um, the
Like, do you want to
skin.
show your?
Hmm?
Riven's gonna be like, "Wait, don't you want to show your your mom, Oak? I mean, not Oak, Locke." He'd be like, "You killed it."
She's seen enough of the things I've killed,
Ooh.
and I'm not entirely sure she'd be happy knowing that after we crossed paths again, I immediately went and put my life in danger.
You didn't put your life in danger. I did.
I was in the same room as that thing. My life was in danger. Don't argue with me on that.
Okay.
If I'd missed that shot, who knows what could have happened? You were already
Could've-
pretty messed up. If you went down, I would have been fucked.
But you were next to the opening. You could have just ran.
I mean, I could have. But giant badger!
Also, I was coming into the room at the same time, so if he'd have ran backwards, he'd have bumped into me because I couldn't see.
Yes, my exit was blocked. If you had gone down, if I'd missed that shot, I would be dead right now. And Oak's PTSD would be even worse. Hollis would be without his mom. It would just be a bad day.
Right. To the
We
butcher
shall-
then.
Yes.
He's like,
Alright.
okay.
I like how it started off as a really deep line of dialogue, swiftly deteriorated into that.
It's just like,
She's
Yeah.
seen enough of the things I've killed.
Okay. Well, you the dire badger skin gives you, I don't know, probably not even sure. I don't necessarily see a skin of an animal giving you more than like 2 or 3 gold since it's a dire badger. So yeah.
oh, that's fine.
And
It's fine. I
then
mean, someone could make a few suits of armor out of it.
theoretically,
really
yeah.
or a really fucking nice rug.
And then
Well, I don't know. After that inky black blast,
yeah,
No.
and then
the damage.
you get enough food to sort of refill your enough meat to refill your bag of meat for Hollis.
Hmm.
He's got food for maybe another. Actually, yeah, well, probably another week, as big as the badger was.
7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, 7 dinners for the dog. Good to know.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, that really didn't take a whole lot of time at all. You're probably looking at.
So split the 3 gold among us.
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Bring me up to a nice even 75.
I'm sitting at 48.
Okay. Well,
So what time is it?
about mid. It's about mid late afternoon at this point. That didn't really take you much time at all.
Okay, that's good. Raven's gonna. Are one of you two gonna take the cart back?
Yeah, I will. Oh, says
Yeah, I don't think I'd be a good choice to do it. I'm not the best with animals.
And do you want to come along with me,
Where are you going?
blacksmith?
I mean, sure, might as well.
We go to the blacksmith.
by the way, actually, no, you didn't even go into the tavern technically. Never mind.
Nope.
So you
Not
go make your way up to the blacksmith.
Which building is the blacksmith?
Well, it's like over here.
Biotechnicality is the one over here. Alright. So you make your way over to the blacksmith. He's just finishing up his work on the second battle axe as you come in, Riven. He's, hello.
Hello.
I just finished it up here. Here you are.
Okay, then we agreed on 30.
Indeed, I.
Okay. Gives them the gold and her hand axes.
Yep. Riven
Locke
now
is
has
going to
battle
look at the
axes
new-
and looks even
Yep.
more badass.
Yep, and Locke is going to look at those battle axes and mentally remind himself to not piss Riven off.
Right. Just go get the information for these axes. Okay.
Do what?
Getting the information for it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, no. Shit, I got swindled.
What?
Hmm?
What?
The book, for a battle axe, the book says 10 gold.
Oh, whoops.
Oh well. She doesn't care.
Whoops.
Anyway. Does Riven actually not care?
No, that she didn't take the farmer's gold because she assumed that was going to need it to
Okay.
actually make a proper home.
So, the blacksmith hands off the battle axes. Sort of looks over to Locke. And can I help you, boy?
I'm just following her.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you, miss?
No, that was it.
Well, alright then. I have some work to do here.
Have a good day.
Well, I assume we've stepped outside at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, I have one more thing to go do.
Okay.
And we go towards the herbalist.
I believe that was this one.
Yeah, more or less. That works.
Yep.
Locke, passing by close to the main house, you see I don't know, I would assume Locke hasn't really seen this type of race much before at all. You see a large robotic-looking person outside of the main house up here.
Now, considering my mom's backstory, can I roll an intelligence check to see if I know who this fucker is? Or what he is, rather?
Sure. Yeah.
16.
Okay, so yeah. It's a sort of arcane created golem-like race that was infused with magic to help with wars past, and now they usually find their purpose somewhere else since Gradiriel's not really had wars in the last several decades. So,
Warforged. Alright.
Warforged.
Alright.
But anyway, going into the herbalist, half-orc herbalist as before, smiles as Riven enters. Ah, yes. I was assuming you were going to come by soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or she sort of tilts her head and looks at you as you're still sort of banged up a little bit.
A little bit. She doesn't care. It's just like, yeah, I did some fighting. I don't care.
Okay. Remind me not to piss you off. Good to know.
Damn it.
That's what I thought.
She now gives you a very much repaired,
Holy
it
symbol.
looks
Yay.
holy symbol, unicorn head. It looks very much prettier, and cleaned up.
Not
About
beat up
like-
or have any teeth marks on it.
Is it no marks, no anything on it? Looks brand new. Looks great. She hands it off to you. There you are.
Impressive that you can repair things that are elven made.
I can. Not necessarily the forte that I always dabble in, but yes.
Thank you. And she just puts it on.
He looks over to Locke. Anything I can help you with?
No, I'm just following her.
She's a herbalist as well.
Okay. I don't need anything from an herbalist.
Well,
Not
Considering-
potions?
considering
After what we
your
just went
friend's
through?
look, considering your friend's look there, might I interest you two in a few potions?
You have my attention.
Okay.
All right. Didn't they usually sell health potions for like 50 or 20 gold or something?
Potion of healing, 50 gold.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. He actually has 4 potions of healing, freshly made and ready. If you wish to spend 200 gold or 100 apiece.
I only have enough money for one of those,
All right.
but I will acquire one.
50 gold and a potion of healing.
Yep.
There you are.
Yay.
All right.
Alright, shall I head back to the tavern now, then?
You head back to the tavern.
I suppose.
And Oak is coming back in town as you're making your way back down.
I was kind of thinking of maybe stopping by the place my mother just got, but I suppose that can wait for now.
I mean, we can go do that.
Let's see what Oak thinks first.
Okay.
So you make your way back down. Are you going actually in the tavern?
I'm gonna, I think, bump into Oak on the street before going in, if we go in.
Yep. All right. Cart delivered
Hopper
back.
coming along?
Ow. Boop.
Alright, cart's delivered then?
Yes. Cart delivered. All is well on that front. What do you wish to do next?
I was kind of thinking we could see if we could find that place my mother got. Just see how it is.
Okay. How about we get some lunch first? That I'm sure that excursion took quite a bit out of Riven, so
I suppose.
No, I'm fine now.
not hungry at all.
Oh no, I like hungry. It's just not the fact that it took everything out of me. I just
Well,
that's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. If she's like below half, she's slightly panicky and will ask for healing. But if she's like above half health, she'll sit there and say she's fine.
right. Yes. Okay.
It's like a switch.
Like, oh, I need to start worrying now.
So
It's
if
like-
you want,
So it's like you're standing at around 26% HP, like 26% HP. You're just totally fine. Like, let's say you have 100 HP max, you're at 26, you're totally fine. Someone walks up and just playfully punches you in the shoulder, you lose a hit point. Oh shit, I need healing.
You're like, this ain't good.
Even though someone
Anyway.
just come and punched you on the shoulder, like as a friend, they're just like, "Hey, Riven, punch! I need a doctor."
yes. So do you want to go into the tavern for lunch? Yes, no.
Sure.
Might as well. I mean, it's right there. I don't know where else
You know,
would go.
check up on the dwarven lady. See how many beards she has now.
Uh-huh. So you go inside. And you
Still a
find
bloody mess.
somewhat of a bloody mess, yes. You find the the Dalkin innkeeper there with the barkeep from before. Both of them are there working now. And in her corner, where she was downing drinks before, Yongrilin is not downing drinks anymore, and is having a rather we'll say loud, but not in the volume way. A very extravagant, gesturous conversation with another dwarf that is sitting next to her and drinking along with her. And the two are just sort of sharing drinks back and forth.
How many are
And-
they up to? Can I tell?
Like how many cups are on the table?
On the table, there's like 4.
Just
In the floor
4?
behind them, there's 7 more.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. 11. Okay.
I was like, wait, she was at 5 when we left.
Uh
Has my patron gotten involved? What the fuck?
huh. Hey, it's been a couple hours, so.
I
So
will
those could have
get-
been 7 new ones.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
will
also-
get-
Let me check something right quick.
What you doing?
I'm doing a thing. Hold on. Boop.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
She is tipsy.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
I'll look at Oka and be like, I think now is your chance to get revenge on her for that kick.
Eh. It's fine. Besides,
Out of character? Do it.
yes. Besides, if she's even remotely close to actually drunk, rather than just tipsy, knocking her over, she's going to club me in the face and I'm going to go through a wall. So no.
How can she flip you in the face when you're so high and she's so short?
The
You'd
drunk
be
will find a
surprised.
way.
You'd be surprised. You don't know how she hits.
Anyway, lunch?
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Alright. So, the barkeep female from before brings out lunch and food for you.
It was
She,
like a gold.
yeah,
for
more or
food.
less a gold for a meal apiece. But you have a nice stable lunch. Anybody keeping an eye on the 2 lovely dwarves in the corner?
I am,
Yeah.
because it's amazing.
It's the most interesting thing to look at right now.
Alright.
Are they,
The-
is like the barkeeps trying to take back their mugs so they can clean them?
The innkeeper's
There's
sort
11
of
mugs over there.
the innkeeper's going over to try to pick up the mugs off the floor. And he sort of he's trying to do so in a way that would not be obstructing their lovely little conversation that they're having. It's and for your benefit, without me having to talk to myself, try to talk to myself in a somewhat drunken manner. The conversation amounts to the male dwarf is talking about there's totally some sort of weird insect, spider, something down in the mines. She needs to go down there and help. It's
Oh.
crazy. It's some sort of. He swears it's invisible. He doesn't know what the heck it is. He was the only one that got away. He doesn't know where any of his friends are. And Yongrilin's just sort of like, Huh. Yeah.
Can I make
Uh,
a roll to see if I know what type of creature that is? Because a spider that can turn invisible, that's got to be magical somehow.
quite possibly.
What would I roll?
Um,
Nature, Arcana.
Nature, because it's an animal.
nature, yeah.
Arcana
Hmm.
would be for like how
Magical
many
beasts.
spells used.
4.
Nope, not a clue. But I will.
Okay.
It will say some sort of
Wait.
insect or creature that can turn invisible would probably be terrifying.
Yeah,
Are insects considered beasts?
Technically, in this context, yes.
Okay, hold on.
Also, Yongrilin's whole back and forth of not really, of showing little interest, is also involves a element of, well, how much gold can you give me? And he doesn't have a lot on him, and his friends might have some, but he doesn't know where they are, and
18 on the intelligence check for it.
yeah. So, Riven,
Beasts that blink.
not necessarily blink.
What? It's not
Um,
a blink spider?
hold on. It's not called a blink spider, but you're close. One of them things.
Oh, phase spider. Okay. That's interesting.
I
Um,
totally didn't realize I had this. I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot to give myself awakened mind.
uh-huh.
I'm gonna fix that right now.
That's super useful.
It is?
Anyway, so
Yeah. So I was wrong about the nature being the check for it.
Oh, really?
Because I just checked my favorite enemy since it's a beast, and it says I get advantage on intelligence checks to recall information about them.
well, that's the thing. Nature is a ability that uses intelligence.
A good point.
So, either way, ultimately it doesn't matter. You figured it out. So yeah, Riven knows it as a phase spider.
Mm.
Um,
So that's what that post was about. Okay.
Riven just spontaneously says for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Because she saw the other posts on the quest board.
Right. Leather quest. What? Says Oak.
There's a quest on the board out there and stuff asking for help at the mines and stuff, and I'm assuming that dwarf over there is from that mine.
Oh.
How much was that job aiming to pay?
Did I remember?
You didn't really look at them,
No.
so no.
So if we sit quiet, I'm sure he will tell her how much he's willing to pay her.
I'll listen very intently.
You could ask.
I like
Yeah.
how we're all three of us are just sitting here like watching those two.
Oh yeah, they're completely oblivious for the most part, or at least the male dwarf is. Youngerlin's
How
just
many looks am I getting for like me being so beat up?
uh the barkeep, the female human barkeep. She sort of seems worried about you, but there's not really a whole lot she can do. She doesn't really know medicine, so.
Okay, so I'm going to make use of this ability that I only just now realized I fucking have.
Yay!
And I'm going to use Awakened Mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look over at Riven and Oak and communicate to them telepathically, because that's a thing I can do. I'm going to see if I can get closer to listen in, and I'm going to go invisible to do it. I'm going to break line of sight with everyone in here by going upstairs before I do that, though, so that's why I'm about to disappear. And then with that conveyed through telepathic communication, I am going
Riven
to...
just flats out say, "Okay, Locke," just out loud.
You can think your
Oak
response
shakes
back.
his head and is just like, do what? Okay. Sure.
You guys realize you can just think your responses back to me. You don't have to say it out loud.
They're drunk. They don't care. Anyway.
Just go over and say hi. You'll be fine. I think.
I'm gonna get up and I'm going to go upstairs. And then once I'm upstairs, I'm gonna take out my gum with my eyelash in it. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go and I'm gonna expend a spell slot and turn invisible, and then I'm gonna come back down and just kind of hunker down in the corner, not far away from them, and listen in a bit more closely.
Okay. Yongrilin is very much tipsy in her speech. She's slurring a bit. And she seems loosely interested in the conversations back and forth, and she's really letting this dwarf guy just like talk his head off without actively listening. And this dwarf is wanting help, but because he's drunk, and he's not tipsy, he is drunk. He's wanting to have somebody go down into the mines. He knows that she looks powerful. He wants her to go down, but she's just not really interested. Not enough coin for her taste, apparently.
I'm waiting for him to give a number.
Yeah, he was going to pay, like all the gold he had left. He says it's all the gold he has left, anyway. But he was going to pay all the gold he had left, which amounts to 10 gold, even. For somebody to go down and deal with this crazy, invisible, magical creature, whatever the heck it is.
It sounds a little on the low side.
It is. Also, since you're not invisible, you said, or you did go invisible?
I did go invisible. I went up the stairs, I rolled the gum, I turned invisible, and I'm sitting where people hopefully won't bump into me. Like, I'm not in a chair, like I'm crouched in a corner.
Yeah. Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception, which I don't get any bonus to. That's a 14.
Okay. So, this dwarf is like a prospector. He's not necessarily like one of the lowbrow miners in the mine. He was probably one of the officials for when the mine was there, which is why he wasn't in the for recesses of it. And yeah, roll insight also, because I realize you're not going to necessarily see his pack. 15 insight, yeah. Even in this drunken state that he's blathering on, he says it's the last gold that he has, but it's probably not. He probably has much more gold on him. And it's not hard for either you or Yongrilin to really figure that out.
Judging by how many drinks he has? No kidding.
That, and because he's not just one of the lowbrow miners. He was like the equivalent of like the foreman or the manager of the mines, which means he's probably got a decent amount of gold on him. And because he was in a mine, he also probably has gems, which would be even more.
Well, I'll listen in for a little while longer and see if I hear anything else of note. And if I don't, then I'll head back up the stairs, turn back to normal, and return to everyone else at the table.
Mm-hmm. Well,
all right. So they don't say anything else, so that action goes through?
Yep. You're back at the table with the others.
All right. Well, he claims it's only 10 gold that he would pay because he claims that's all he has left. But I mean, look at all of the mugs behind him. Not just that. The guy's, from what I overheard, probably more like a prospector. Probably has more gold than that. Probably has gems he could pay if he were to be persuaded to do so. I vote, wait until he's sober and then approach him about it.
If we want to go down and fight a whatever sort of creature he's got down there. Like,
I mean, if we can convince him to pay well enough, it might be worth it. And besides, I kind of lift my hand and let just a few crackles of my Eldritch Blast roll around for a second before dispelling it. I still need to get better at control.
yeah. Okay. What do you say, Riven?
All right.
All right. Well, we have had lunch. We have a plan.
Shall we go see your mother?
That's what I was about to ask.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Your mother's place is technically off the map because it's much further upwards past the main part of the house. And is actually you don't really know where it is. You know it's up in the further northern part of the city. So, what are you going
To
to
the
do?
mayor! He'll know.
To the
Or
mayor?
just go walking around the buildings and stuff, looking for like open windows and dust flying out of them. If it's like a rundown library.
I mean, we could do it that way, but we'll be wandering around for a really long time.
All right. So you go into the mayor's house up top there.
Yep, that is Locke's destination anyway.
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're going inside. You are greeted with a a foyer type area and a sort of a small, almost like a secretary kind of a desk. And behind the secretary's desk is a old, wizened, sort of wrinkled and like 50s, 60s, really, really old. And also really, really small because it's a really old, really sort of wizened male gnome with like this poof of lots of white hair. And he sort of looks up. Yes, how are you?
Is this the mayor or is this just his secretary?
You don't know that.
Okay, then Locke will ask, hi, where's the mayor? Can I speak with the mayor?
Um, 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 um. He sort of just looks around and taps at the desk for a second, and then like takes his crinkly old hands and reaches up and claps. Shield buff, and then the Warforged comes out of the room behind him.
Oh. Locke
The
goes pale.
Warforge is the mayor?
That's awesome. Locke is terrified. He turns pale because didn't you say this fucker's like 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
Yes. And probably
Uh,
easily weighs 250, 300 pounds because metal.
Oh, more than that.
Oh,
Locke's like 5 feet. He's dwarfed by this guy. Like looks like.
Squeak.
Yep. And,
Locke is like uselessly mouthing like a fish over here.
right, the Warforged steps out of the room and he sort of looks down at the little gnome. Yes? Oh, hello. You again. He sort of looks over to Riven and gives a smile.
You're the mayor?
his smile is broader and it's almost creepy because the way his Warforged helmets and faces are. And he's nods and says, "Yes, I am."
Interesting. My friend here, she claps Locke on the back gently. Would like to ask you a question.
I'll kind of shoot Riven to look like, "You traitor." And then
What? You wanted to ask where your mom is, so it's your question to ask.
yes, that was before I was terrified shitless of the 7-foot tall being made of pure metal.
Well, it's not pure metal. There's some organic in there. Not a whole lot.
Well,
but some.
anyways, Locke could kind of shake himself out of it and go, yeah, I heard that Tayef woman was opening a library. I believe her name is Alessandra. That's my mother. Could you point me in the direction of the library she's opening?
Oh, of course. And he basically indicates for you north of town, or the northern edge of town, way up above. Not quite on the outskirts, but somewhat, because it's like in the old, more running down part of town. And he basically gives you the directions of such a thing. Also,
Okay.
you notice now inside the building that's sort of loosely like candle lit with like oil lanterns and all the sorts of other various things. This Warforged person is very when the light hits him in just the right way, he's a bit sparkly. He has a shine to him.
Okay.
But not in a really glaring way. But he does have a stark shine to him. The metal that is the biggest chunk of his body is essentially polished.
Neat.
But yeah,
With that bit of useless information acquired.
indeed. I mean, it's something
Alright.
that you see. It's obvious.
All right. Yeah. So after hearing the directions, Locke's like, "Okay, thank you. We'll get out of your hair now, or you don't have hair." He leaves.
And we're done.
Yep. And so
And he is just with kind of like this combination of a pale face and a blushing face. He's going to make a beeline for his mother's new library.
Just follow behind.
Like pale because he was scared shitless of that encounter, and red because he made an ass of himself.
Oh, real quick. If we go past the quests, is that one quest thing still up?
the
Or mine?
the one that you haven't got any information on yet, or
Yeah.
you have the bandits quest, which is still there, and you have the quest in the mines that's also still there.
What amount did you say he was gonna pay for it?
He said 10 total, but I get the feeling that could
10
very
gold each?
He said just 10 flat out, but if we can negotiate it up, because I guarantee you he has more than that.
What does the sign say?
Sign says 10.
Just 10?
I guarantee you he has more than that.
Like no 10 gold, no 10 silver.
Well, it says actually, yes. Specifically, looking at that specifically, it says 10 gold, not negotiable.
I have spells. I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah, I have spells too. She taps battle axe.
That's not a spell.
It is with the right
It worked fine
person.
for the goblin. Anyway.
Locke just drops the conversation and keeps going.
Wait, how much space is between the 10 and the gold?
Like on the sign or on the.
Yes.
They're next to each other. It's intended to say 10.
Ah, damn.
So
Okay.
you can't surreptitiously add another 0.
No, I was gonna add a K.
That might be a bit obvious, but okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
so
I like
I love that, Riven. That's hilarious, but sadly you can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so you make your way up further north, and you see a lot of this. It is, as the Warforged mentioned, it's sort of the dilapidated part of town. There's a lot of houses and structure and businesses and things that have sort of been burnt and run down, and there's a few scattered here and there. They're getting rebuilt, but it's sort of slow going. And you see one that's, as Sam very much pointed out, you see one house out in the corner that has its windows open completely and dust going everywhere.
Told you.
And yeah.
I'll surreptitiously peer in through one of the windows between spurts of dust.
Dust right to the face.
No,
Timing it so that does.
not at first, but right before that. You ever see the movie Fantasia? There's lots of brooms and things moving around on their own, going dust in your face. By the way.
Oh, okay. So I see a lot of brooms just going around doing it manually, and then I get dust in my face.
Yes. You're there. You're there just long enough to see that the brooms are moving on their own, and then dust in your face.
I think this is the first time that Riven actually laughs.
Yes, it is.
You shut up.
Locke is going inside.
You're just not having a good day, are you?
I said shut up.
With the Warforged and now this.
Oak is smiling. By the way, he's loving this.
Locke goes in.
All right. Inside, you find your mother. She's Does your mother have long hair?
Let's say yeah, sure. I kind of imagine her as having, long, well-kept hair, yeah.
So your mom actually has a piece of cloth, effectively as a sort of a bandana that she was using to keep most of her hair away from all the bombardments of dirt and crap as she was cleaning all around. And for Riven's purposes, you're now going inside, and you see that she is very, very clearly making use of magic to clean this room. Most of the brooms are moving on their own.
I'll kind of wave in greeting. Hey.
Oh, hello.
Thought I'd come by and have a look at what all this new place is. Kind of a crappy part of town, isn't it?
It's the part of town that needs to be rebuilt, so...
Do I know why it needs to be rebuilt?
Roll history, Riven. And technically Locke could roll history too if you want.
Or
You do not know.
I will roll history myself then. I have a +1 in that. 16.
A 10. Wait. Okay. 16. Locke. Yeah. So, thinking about it when she says it's the part of town that needs to be rebuilt, and then it's sort of dilapidated a little bit. Locke, you remember back when you were sort of looking through the history books with your mother's your mother's stuff, back at your old hometown and whatever. You had read that there was, like, even though Gradiriel has been peaceful for several years now, every once in a while there is a flare up of high end magic and there's just it's almost spontaneous. There is spontaneous like outbreaks of wildfire that come out of nowhere, and it's strange, especially in the northern parts of town, because that's where it tends to happen. Oddly, when those areas are usually colder. And there was one of those maybe 12 years ago in that happened in the northern part of Yukiege, decimating a lot of the buildings. You don't remember reading words of very many people actually hurt, but the structures were heavily damaged.
It's taken them 10 years to rebuild. Lazy motherfuckers.
Well, there's potentially a reason for it, but yes, that's what it seems like, yes.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Huh.
Riven, of course, you have no clue of any of this.
I'll kind of look around. Need any help with the place? We've got arrangements for tomorrow, but we're not leaving till then, I don't think. And even then, there's no guarantee the job will actually stick.
I think, yeah, if you want to do some more of the heavier lifting, I suppose, we can clean up here a little bit faster if I had more people, more hands.
Let's see here.
Uh-huh.
I'll conjure up an unseen servant using the last of my spell slots for the time being to help out.
He has a strength of 2.
Is that enough to lift a broom?
Technically, yes. But
Okay.
he was already doing that.
Okay. Well,
or some of that.
One more can't hurt.
No, it cannot.
I'll add him to that mix and just, I guess, commit myself to doing whatever task needs doing at any given moment.
Right. Yep. Riven, are you staying behind with Locke to sort of help his mother clean up?
Sure.
You can easily do some of the heavy lifting on the bigger boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And Oak does as well.
All right.
When Riven's going to pick up some of the bigger boxes, there's this teeny tiny little, it almost looks like an old jewelry box of sorts. It's very, very old and sort of like charred in places. And Riven picks up a box, and Hollis picks up the little box iron. And
the dog is helping. Yay.
And on that note, I think I will end this session here. That was actually fun. I like that.
Indeed.
So you still have other quests that you can do and other things that you can find. I believe planning for a little bit is going to be a little bit easier for me.
Indeed. Because now I have a more clear set objective in the form of find something I can bring back to my mother that she can use to scry where the hell Dad is.
Indeed. Alright. So, this has been Shadows of Gradiriel. I'm going to quickly roll a D4. Or D2. Boop. Nah. Okay, so Brian.
Join us next time as we see if we can convince that dwarven fellow to give us more money for the job that we may or may not do. And if he doesn't, well, then we'll see what else we can do. I know Locke has a plan on what to do if this job doesn't pan out, but we'll see what happens next time.